Dylan from Throttle Company here in Columbus, Ohio. Big day. First look, actually second look, because we were in India and saw these bikes for ourselves, but this is the first time these bikes are in North America, and it's the Bullet 350. All right, we ordered 3. This is all that showed up so far. This is black gold. There is standard black, standard maroon, which are still yet to, we're yet to see in person here in America. But black gold is, I think, going to be the most popular one because the engine's all blacked out and it has both matte and gloss black, which is, I think, a really cool combination that doesn't necessarily come across in photos, and hopefully it comes across on video. We got an interesting day. I think the light's good, but it is sprinkling. It is starting to rain. If you don't know, and you're American specifically, the Bullet is a huge, iconic, gigantic name in India. They've basically been making the same bike or some slight variations for over 50 years. When we were in India, speaking of, when we were there, this is every motorcycle on the road. I mean, it's pretty crazy. There's scooters, and there's maybe some like really small, like 125s, and then you see these ranging in all kinds of years from brand new to 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. It's crazy, and this is just an iconic motorcycle, especially for them. But you know, you look at it now and it looks like it could be a bike from 60s, which it, at least up until recently, kind of was. If you're familiar with the current Royal Enfields, this is the same. They call it the J platform 350. We actually visited the factory in Chennai where they make that engine. So it's the same engine that goes in this, the Classic 350, the Hunter 350, and the Meteor 350, which was the first one. So we know the engine, it's tried and true, it doesn't have any problems. Obviously, they all come with a 3-year warranty, but we almost never do warranty stuff on this, so I'm really excited about that. The Classic comes in a bunch of different versions that have wire wheels, and some of them have cast wheels. All the Bullets are wire wheels, because that's the more iconic, classic look of the Bullet. But you really have to just soak in the details. This badge especially is probably the first thing that really stands out to you. 3-dimensional. This is a fully cast manufactured piece. Very cool. These lines, hand painted. When we were at the factory, you can see them. They have stacks and stacks of these, and there's a couple people you can obviously tell that's hand painted. You can see the irregularities. Over on the other side, I saw it wasn't quite perfect, and you can kind of see that. Very cool stuff. Maybe check out this side too. I don't remember where it was, but while I was talking, I could kind of see that line wasn't 100% perfect. Hand painted. We watched them being hand painted. It's a very cool thing if you ever do a factory tour, or if they have events at the Motoverse event in India. They were letting people try it to see how hard it actually is. So, who wants this bike? Somebody that you had saw the Classic and thought, oh, I like it, but none of the colors really stand out to me. If you have had a Bullet of the past, in America recently, we only had the 500 Bullet. That sometimes scares people off. This is being a 350. The horsepower is only a few. And this probably has a higher top speed than those old the old 500s. The 350 is a much better bike in absolutely every respect. If you are obsessed with seeing the number 500 written on the side, I suggest you figure out a way to print your own badge or 3D print something or whatever, because it is just insignificant. There's no kickstart. If that drives you crazy, then you get an older one, but you're really missing out on how well built and how well balanced this engine is. It is only a single, so you'd expect it to vibrate and thump. It makes the noise, but you have very little vibration because of how well balanced they are. Nicole, I think you should come up here and maybe look at the dash. This is something that I wanted to mention. So you have a very classic looking dash. This is exactly the same dash as a 350, but a little trick that people are doing is this badge can be swapped out for a tripper, which is kind of cool, so you get turn-by-turn navigations. It just looks like a clock the rest of the time, so it doesn't sort of ruin your immersion, if you will. But very cool finishes on this. Royal Enfield's been stepping up their game with every new bike that they come out with. Better finishes, better looks overall, just a better produced motorcycle. When we were there in the factory, they focused on quality and having as few errors as possible, and it obviously shows in this. Cool seat. This is the very classic looking one-piece seat. These are the things that make it distinct from the 350. This is a perfect new rider bike or coming back to riding, or if you just want to bop around town, as we joke about, you and a friend want to go get ice cream, perfect. You look cool. You're going to have to be prepared to talk about it, because the first guy that sees you at the gas station is going to want to ask you questions. What year is it? And he's going to be shocked when you say 2024. All right, stay tuned for a test ride.